Hi everyone. How's everybody's morning, afternoon, evening, and night? So I just want to let you guys know that I created this video because I recently bought myself a PS5 heatsink from Sabrent, which I kind of found out through a YouTube video of theirs where they were actually just trying to keep the console cool as possible through their demonstration, which I thought that's pretty interesting. So I took the opportunity to pre-order their heatsink, so it took about a few days for it to come to my house. And I also did bought myself a Samsung 980 Pro 2 terabyte SSD, which it was on sale by the way from a few months back, and yeah, I heard many great things about it too, so I bought that as well. And yeah, so I took the time to unbox it as well as assemble it and even test out the games, which I did technically did like a transfer speed from the console storage SSD towards the M.2 SSD, and then from the M.2 SSD onto the console storage SSD. So just to see like a comparison between the two, see how how long does it take for it, or how long does it take for it to to transfer, or how short it transfers, just out of curiosity, because I wanted to try it out myself and stuff like that. And so far, it's pretty interesting though, because I think with the 980 Pro, it seems to be slightly faster than the console SSD, and I thought interesting. So yeah, so I just want to let you guys know ahead of time and so forth. And of course, I will most likely will put more references and as well as the resources just down below the video description, so you guys can find out more details about these particular accessories, hardware, and software and stuff like that, and so forth. So without further ado, so let's start unboxing and assembling the SSD and as well as the heatsink as well.
You serious?
Alrighty then, so since I was able to unbox and assemble the heatsink for the SSD, so everything's all set up and whatsoever, because most likely once you turn on the PS5 console, it'll show you the actual instructions on the M.2 SSD being detected, so your system will let you know to reformat the stuff. So all you have to do is just press OK, and then eventually it'll format the M.2, so not the console storage, so just the M.2 SSD. Let you guys know. And yeah, so it is all good. So now we're going to most definitely go to the settings in the PS5, and we are going to go to the storage, most likely. That's what we're doing. So you'll see this console storage over here, and this is the M.2 SSD. So basically it's the Samsung 980 Pro that's installed in there, so you guys know ahead of time. So what I'm going to do is that I was going to give it a good old test, like, you know, try out like one game for testing. It's because what I'm going to do is that I was going to try and most definitely try to transfer from the M.2 to the console storage, and then I was going to try the console storage back to the M.2. So that's what I plan to do. So we're going to try and test out at least one game, and then we'll do the same thing with the other one too, and so forth, so you can see the difference. So we'll try like something like, maybe we'll try like a game like Marvel Spider-Man, for example. So we'll try to like pick that one, and we'll move it back to the console storage. Yeah, console storage.
And we're gonna wait for it to do its thing. Alright, so the game
Has been transferred back to the console storage. So it took a little while to go from the M.2 back to the console storage. So now that we got that done, so we're gonna go back to the console storage, and then go back to where we transferred Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, and we're gonna try and transfer it from the console storage all the way back towards the M.2, because it took a little longer than usual. So that's what basically happened. So we're gonna find the game now, since we transferred it. So let's transfer it back to the M.2. See if there's any difference between the two. And so since it transferred really fast from the console storage to the M.2, so when I transfer from the console to the M.2, huge difference, much faster. So that's what basically happens. So yeah, so since we did that with one single game, let's try and do multiple games at once, as many as possible, since there's about like that many. So okay, so let's try like about like maybe 5, 6 games at least. We'll try like Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, hold on. Let me just select these things. Here we go. So let's try like Ghost of Tsushima, Neo 2, as well as Demon Souls. That much. So about like total of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably Crash Bandicoot 4. We'll probably make it like 5, 6, 7. We'll probably like try 7 of them at least. So let's try that. See if it did.
Makes a difference. Alright, so it took
longer than usual to transfer it from the M.2 to the console. Like I mentioned from before, that I think when it comes to like transferring from the M.2 to the console, it takes some time. So when I transfer it from the console storage, it goes fast. So towards the M.2, I was like, yep, okay. So we're gonna try again from the console storage and back to the M.2. That's what I plan to do, because I wanted to try it out of curiosity, because that's why I wanted to try out one game to see the transfer speed and all that, and found the answers. And I wanted to try again once just to make sure, just out of curiosity. So we're gonna go back to the PS5 games again. So we're going to try and get these games back onto the M.2. Yep. So that should be all of it. So we're gonna move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7. Yep, that much. Okay, we're good. So we're gonna move it back there.
Let's see what happens. Alright then, cool. So loads pretty fast from the
Console storage to the M.2, and that's pretty much what happened. So basically, in short words, since I transferred the game PS5 games from the console storage to the M.2, it runs really fast. So when I transfer it from the console to the storage over M.2, I was like, interesting. Runs really fast like that. So eventually, once I found out that if I try to transfer from the games from the M.2 back to the console storage, it takes a while for it to transfer the speed there. So basically, in short words, it's really fast from console to M.2, really fast, and then from the M.2 back to the console is really slow. So that's what happened specifically. So that's the difference between the two. So at least you guys know ahead of time, and yeah, and whatsoever. So now that I tried out these ones from like transferring back and forth between the console and the M.2 SSDs whatsoever, what I plan to do is that I'm gonna try and see if I could test out the games. Like what I plan to do is that I'm gonna be playing the games from the console storage, and then as well as comparing it with the M.2 storage as well. So you can see the difference between the loading and stuff like that. See how fast the game boots and stuff like that, and see how it plays, and the list goes on. So we're gonna try and test it out. So now that you've seen the unboxing as well as the assembling, as well as testing out the difference between the console SSD and as well as the M.2 SSD, so the Samsung 980 Pro. So you've seen that. And I did also took the time to test the games out, which I did technically have put the games into the console storage and as well as into the M.2 just to see the difference. And I noticed that the M.2 was a lot more faster and so forth. Just to show you guys what it's like for the read and write speed to go back and forth. see like faster loading times and stuff like that. And yeah, it's very impressive though. And I have to admit the actual like heatsink itself really cools down the console pretty nicely. So there's that way you can take the heat from the SSD slot and then taking it towards the fan, and it's pretty good stuff. And I did actually took the time to like to check the airflow from it, and it's pretty cool. Well cooled down because it's pretty warm, but pretty cool down. It wasn't like overheating or anything because I have to admit, I'm glad I was able to get this heatsink there. Because I gotta say, like, Sabrent did a really nice job with it, so I'm glad I was able to buy this buy this heatsink and try it out myself, and makes a huge difference. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy about it. So I just wanted to create this video for you guys, so at least that way, just to give my thoughts about it. And I have to say, I'm liking it. And just want to let you guys know at a time, and so forth. So I'd like to thank you all so much for watching my video. I hope everybody has a very great morning, afternoon, evening, night, as well as staying safe. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.